All right, welcome everyone. My name is Mayor Quentin Hart, and I want to welcome you here this afternoon. Thank you for being here with us as we celebrate another exciting step forward of our city and for the people of Waterloo and the Cedar Valley. The Crossroads redevelopment project represents one of the most significant opportunities in decades to reimagine this area, not as a reflection of a past, but as a vision for the future. For generations, this site was a hub for shopping, gathering, and connection. Now we're in a period of taking a look at transforming this into something new, a destination for jobs, recreation, dining, entertainment, community life. This project is not just about building structures, it's about rebuilding opportunity. Together with our development partners, we are turning this, once again, retail site into a thriving mixed-use district that will bring new energy and economic growth to the entire region. The developers estimate that this project will create more than 1,000 jobs, both during construction and at least 1,000 after. And in the long-term operations, it'll be new businesses, restaurants, housing, entertainment venues that will anchor the entire area. The total economic impact is projected to exceed over $200 million, making it one of the largest private investments in Waterloo's recent history. This transformation aligns directly with the 2030 Vision Plan, and it's a roadmap to make Waterloo a premier destination for living, working, and recreation. The new Crossroads districts will feature retail, restaurants, green spaces, housing, and entertainment designed to draw people in and keep them coming back. It's not just about buildings, it's about creating a place that brings people together and strengthen our community's economic foundation. We've seen the success of similar developments in places like Fort Dodge, where an old mall site was transformed into a mixed-use district, generating millions in new tax revenue each year. And here in Waterloo, we're taking that same spirit of innovation and making it our own on a larger scale with a deeper impact and with a vision that reflects who we are as a community. This project will once again make Crossroads a destination not only for shopping and entertainment, but for investment, for opportunity, and for pride in our city. Waterloo's story has always been about resilience, reinvention, and community, and today that story continues right here. So the work that we're doing are going to benefit not just this generation, but the next. And we want to thank our incredible partners for all their work. Several years ago, we had the great fortune of meeting and hearing McClure present about their renovation of Fort Dodge during the Iowa League of Cities Conference that was in Waterloo. And their bold vision is one that really made us want to connect and see how we can put the pieces together. We know that the Crossroads area has turned into a blighted shell of what it used to be, and they have experience doing exactly that. And so we are so grateful to have our partners here in this mission from McClure, which is ATI, which is also not only just a partner in this development, they have also moved to downtown Waterloo and have an office set up because they believe in this partnership so much. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to BJ so that he can give you the information about the project at hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I can't thank Mayor Hart and the city council for Waterloo and city staff. It's been a yeah. All right. Can you hear me okay in the back? All right. Well, I want to reiterate that. Thank you, Mayor Hart. Thank you, City of Waterloo, city council, and city staff. It's been a great pleasure to. It's been about a year in the making, a little over a year to kind of get to where we're at now. This is It's an exciting project, it's a big project, it's not one that many, we work in a lot of communities. I'll talk a little bit about Fort Dodge. There's a lot of similarities between the progressive nature of the city and looking to reinvest and invest in the community, do things that maybe other cities wouldn't do. And the difference is that you're not gonna see a deteriorating mall anymore, right? Retail has changed, everything's kind of, in the retail world, shopping world, everything is going away from malls, right? They don't work anymore, between big box, online, everything, how these malls used to work in the 60s, 70s, and 80s have completely changed. And so what we need to do is breathe new life into this mall. And it can look a number of ways. I'm gonna talk a little bit kind of about Fort Dodge, what we did in Fort Dodge. We're gonna talk a little bit about, concept one here in Waterloo. We're gonna see many iterations of this. We're gonna work with users, we're gonna work with community members to say, what do you wanna see in Fort Dodge? Or sorry, Waterloo? Okay, yeah, what do you wanna see in Fort Dodge too? That's fine, yeah. What do you wanna see in Waterloo? What's missing? Where, when you travel somewhere else, are you shopping for something? Do you have to go somewhere else to go get something? Can you only get something online? Do you go experience other things elsewhere because you can't do them here? And we want to bring all of that here. It's funny, we did a small tour earlier, and we'll go on one here in a little bit too. And I'm sure all of you have fond memories of this place, right, of when you were growing up. And it's exciting, it's sad, that this model of retail doesn't work anymore, but we can bring that back. And I think what's exciting is we have a blank canvas, right? We have 60 acres of space that we can re-envision and figure out how to activate this to bring those feelings back so that, your kids, and their kids after that have a place and have, memories that they can create, that they've created, that you all created here. So we're excited about that. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce a couple of people. So if you have any questions as we go throughout and as we go on the tour, feel free to ask any of those questions. So on the ATI team, so ATI Group, we're a real estate development company. We do commercial, residential, industrial development. A big thing of what we do is mall redevelopments. So leading this project for our team is Trent Smith. He can raise his hand here. Everyone see Trent? Yeah, get your phones on him. Yeah. So Trent, he's leading this project. Trent also ran the Fort Dodge project and a number of others. So he's very knowledgeable in kind of what it takes to get these projects done. We've got Tyler come here. Raise your hand, Tyler. Bigger, raise it tall. There you go. So that's Tyler. Tyler's our head of construction. So he also was a part of the Fort Dodge project. And essentially everything you see that went vertical, Tyler ran for us. And we've got Rose Gillen here. Rose keeps all of us in line and in order, and keeps the ship running at ATI Group. So that's a little bit about ATI, and then we have partners in this. So Simonson, Clark, raise your hand. So he'll get up here and kind of talk about concept number one. Again, this will change. We want your thoughts, your feedback, your ideas. He can talk a little bit about retail and what do retailers look for? What don't they want? And not just retail, but experiential, living uses, all that stuff. So that's kind of a little breakdown today, and then we are going to go on tour. We have a number of folks, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do one group tour. There are some safety concerns just with, so we got to keep everyone kind of together, so no wandering off or anything. But what we're going to do, we can only do upstairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go out this way, go this way, and around and back. And so we'll try to do that all as one group. We might have to break up into two groups, but we'll leave here hopefully, 15, 20 minutes or so. If you have, so one thing, we have a couple of boards. So what does Waterloo need? If you have any thoughts or ideas or if anything spurs, in your imagination, there's some sticky notes here. Hopefully we have enough. If we don't, feel free to just take a Sharpie and write on the board. And if we overrun on that board, come right on anywhere you can find some space. So is there anything out there that you can think of that you'd love to see here or that Waterloo is missing? And then we also have one that's feedback. So that's, if we run out of room, you can write on that one. If you have any other feedback, ideas, anything like that, feel free to write on there, write on us. Yeah.
Just so we start on the same page, because in visiting, it seems people are in two different places. Some believe the mall's being torn down, others are saying it's not, so which?
Yeah, no, that's great. So we will start there. So let's see, can we grab that one? Maybe bring that over here. And yeah, I was gonna say, not everyone's gonna be able to see this, but as we kind of go on the tour, as you and feel free after we're done with the tour, stick around, ask questions. So what we have here is the mall. There are some issues with, so I'm gonna fast forward to Fort Dodge and go back to your question. In Fort Dodge, we demoed most everything from the mall except for 55,000 square feet, because at 55,000 square feet, we could redo, and we turned that into a retail power center. So we got Dunham Sports, Shoe Sensation, Maurice's, Ulta, and then we got another big box that's coming in. And so with that, it was all on one level plane, and it was enough to where structurally you could do it, and structurally you could make it work. One of the really cool things and the downsides of the Waterloo Mall here is you have a huge grade change, right? So it's about 20 feet of fall. You know, when you come in here and you're on the upper level, well, you're on the lower level on the other side. And so it creates some difficulties with reusing the mall. And so we've looked at portions of how can we save this, but ultimately it's just more cost prohibitive, and it limits what you can do, because you have, if you leave any space, you're stuck with that space right there, right? We can't pick something up and move it somewhere else. And so as we look at it, the Pier 1 building is something that we can salvage and kind of redo and have some kind of cost synergies with leaving that. Outside of that, everything else is going to be demolished. There's just structurally, there's some issues just from a safety standpoint, and then reusability. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity. But across Waterloo, there's a huge, there's a lot of momentum with everything, that people want to be here. People want to be at this location. They just don't want to be in the mall because it doesn't work, and they don't want to be necessarily mall adjacent, right outside the mall because of the reliability of kind of what the mall is. So great question. But yeah, so the entire mall structure will come down. Trent's going to get up here and kind of talk about the timeline and kind of what's happening now, what will we see over the next 6 to 12 months and beyond. I'm gonna kind of keep going, and then if we have a bunch of questions, we can kind of save those to the end. Does that work? Can we wait till the end? All right, sorry. We can't wait. Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right. So branding. So as you can see, the boulevard at Crossroads. So this is kind of unveiling the brand of what this project is going to be. When you create, obviously everyone knows this as Crossroads Mall. So we want to pay homage back to Crossroads Mall, but also create something new, something exciting. And so, as all of you know, we've got Crossroads Boulevard that circles the entire ring of the property that we own, that's being redeveloped kind of under our group. It is everything in color, except for Applebee's. Applebee's is showing color. We don't own that. Applebee's is staying. But everything else is in our group. So for the most part, outside of this old bank building, movie theater, and a couple others, those are not under our ownership and not changing as part of anything we're doing. But you got Crossroads Boulevard. So obviously that's to tie it back to the boulevard. And then you can see a lot of similarities between the City of Waterloo logo and the Boulevard logo. So that's kind of the brand and everything you see on front of you. Anything that I missed before I send it over to you, Trent? All right, so Trent's going to give you just an update on kind of timeline of what we're doing and what's happening right now.
You mentioned 200 million, what percent of city? That's private versus private.
Can you hear me? Never talked to the mic before. The introvert that stands behind the signs. And there are a lot of you, so I'm super comfortable up here right now. No, I am Trent Smith, like BJ mentioned, development manager on the project. So I am the one assigned to do the homework on the property, investigate what challenges the property has in terms of utilities and infrastructure, and what challenges we face turning this into something new. I think a big question that many of you probably have is when we're going to see some action. When's some activity going to happen out here? I think there have been some publications related to what we've done so far and what is ongoing, but in short, there's a lot of homework being done that you just don't see right now. So we have fully engaged civil engineers on the projects. We have full survey and topo on the property. That's information our consultants will use to design this thing. So that's complete. We've done our environmental surveys on the property, which there are many to do on a property of this scale, and that's complete as well. And through those processes, we've uncovered that there's some utility work that has to happen before this property gets redeveloped. And that work is slated to start in, call it November and December. So the next couple of months, you'll see some contractors working out here on some, call it minor utility work, water services, electric services. There's just some complexities related to there's actually transformers inside the mall that service some properties adjacent to the mall that have to get cleaned up before anything is to happen. So that will take about a month, and then the abatement and demolition exercise will start, call it after the holidays. We believe that, or we've been told that our contractors think it'll take about 240 days to demolish the mall. So that's a large chunk of time. So when we look at this, you can consider, year 2025 was the year of doing our homework, and year 2026 is the year of demolition, and then in 2027, you'll start seeing infrastructure being put back in place, kind of pads for buildings starting to be created, and then this is gonna be a long project. I can't recall, BJ, but the Fort Dodge project, I believe, is in year 7 or 8, and not quite finished yet, but very close, and this project is a little bit larger in scale, so it could easily be a 5, 10-year process before fully developed. I think that's really all I have. I cover most of the boring stuff in terms of engineering and schedule. But I will pass it over to Simonson, our partner, who will talk about, like BJ mentioned, this is actually concept 3. We think there will probably be concept 38 by the time we get any activity here. But Clark can cover, how it's currently laid out, some thought behind it, some of their mall experience as well. And then, like BJ mentioned, there's plenty of sticky notes, hopefully enough sticky notes, but encourage feedback, and you can put that on our 2 poster boards or anywhere you can find space. So, thank you.
Live on Facebook.
No, really? Can you hear me okay? Yes. All right, my name is Clark Snyder. I'm the president of Simonson and Associates Architects. We're a planning and architecture firm based out of Des Moines, Iowa. We've had the opportunity to collaborate with FBI on this project. We've also had the opportunity to collaborate on some other mall projects nationally. One in Iowa was Mall the Bluffs in Council Bluffs, Iowa, where that was a total demolition. Similar project here where we introduced a big box retailer to that property with some support commercial surrounding it. And also Grand Island, Nebraska, Conestoga Mall, which was a Target anchored retail center where we demoed 50% of the mall and flipped all the interior tenants to the exterior and courted new national retailers there. So we also have one out in Cache Valley, which is in Logan, Utah, which is a similar situation to this, which is a full demolition, reconstruction. And we understand these malls are really the lifeblood of your community, and you want to see what's right and what tenants you want to court to your community that aren't here today. And that's an exciting part that we get to dig into as they're working on the engineering and the infrastructure and the demolition. We get to dig in and court some of these new tenants to market. Waterloo already has an established retail corridor here, right? We're gonna build off of that. So we need new tenants to this market. And as these guys had already shared, we will have 30, 40 concepts of this. We will be plugging and playing users in here once we get feedback from the community on what you want to see within this development. It's going to evolve, and it's going to evolve over the next year. So this is purely just a concept, but it's based off our experience that we've seen in these other communities and how we can court other tenants. I'll go through this really quick. You guys already know the Loop and the Boulevard, which this is already branded after. We've already got great retail visibility here today. We're going to play off of that. And some of these challenges is the topography, right? We have a substantial grade change between north to south and west to east, and we're going to work with that by anchoring a super center facing San Martin to the north and a big box court here to the west with support retail around it. We are showing outlots here. Normally I wouldn't do double loaded outlots, but a lot of your existing retail on San Martin already faces the mall today. So let's feed off of that and let's get some quick serve restaurants, some car washes, you name it. We're looking for your feedback today on what you want to see in this area. But again, these are boxes right now. These are going to evolve. The tenants are going to evolve. But that's what's exciting about this project. But we really need to work hard to get that 120,000, 200,000 square foot tenant to commit, and they'll all talk to each other, and the rest of this will fall into place. So the other exciting part of this development is once the commercial is validated, that leaves us a substantial piece for multifamily. And what does that look like? We are hearing that multifamily is needed in the market. Workforce housing, we need people to work at these places, right? So it gives us an opportunity to reimagine this piece and what that might look like. We have some precedent images over here. These are just ideas, right, of what this could look like with the multifamily piece, but how we amenitize this, what the unit mix is, 1s, 2s, 3 bedrooms, who we trying to attract to this new development. That is all going to evolve with market study and clear direction here over the next 6 months. So again, these outlots are just placeholders. We need users, we need interest. We could pull this multifamily closer to Crossroads Boulevard, but the nice thing, I mean, this retail corridor is already established, so we're just gonna make it better. We have left sticky notes on the tables. You're welcome to give us your ideas as you walk through, if you're gonna do the tour, but please write down tenant ideas, user ideas. We'd love to see that. And I think we'll be floating around after this too individually. If you guys have any questions for us, again, I'm Clark Snyder with Simonson, DJ. We're all here. If you guys have any individual questions or ideas, please share those with us. Thank you.
Okay, so to keep on time, we're gonna do the tour. So I think you all have seen us. If you have questions, please come talk to us. We are gonna answer questions on the tour. We are also gonna be free here after if you wanna come and talk to us. So any questions, we can make sure get answered. But what we'll do now, can we move some of these out of the way? And then, so our mall manager, Carrie, right here, she's gonna lead the pack. So, again, try to just don't go wandering off. We're gonna have Carrie go in the left here right away. Again, we can always stand upstairs, so please don't go anywhere else. But you can start moving this way.
Let's go. That won't do film, do pictures, no more videoing, pictures.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
My phone can't handle that.
Yeah, there are.
was gonna say, this is Sears, upper level and lower level Sears. That I don't.
Perfect is good.
I assume so. I don't know on that committee, so I don't know. This is Tilt or Arcade.
Get our walk food. Yeah, they did forget the village.
Cardboard table.
Well, that could be.
It's an illusion.
That's the company that was coming in to do a sample.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it means, but I don't know if it was that they were here or that's that stage or
checking it out.
kind of uncovered. So it's the lights are all so yep. They opened in like 2003, so it's a new part of the
I came here as a kid. That's why. Really? But I tell you what, we love Marvel. And it's packed. You go there and it's packed with people. It's like the old days. We love Marvel. We've got Shields and they've got Target on there and Pennies and Dilberts. Their bookstore is Starbucks. You know, it's like, that's just my head. It's like, that's like back to real Shields was down there attached to it. It's just, yeah, we got Spencer's down there. So, oh, there's your old store. There's your old favorite store.
They set up the chairs and
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
That's right.
Can you text her when it's late?
When all is said and done. Don't ask me.
Thank you for being here.